Hello, everyone. Once again, I want to say a very big greetings to you all. Thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see a lot of people on the comment section already. I am so excited that you made it to this day's meeting. Today's meeting is going to be a great one. I've got some news. I am the vendor of good news, so I've got some great news for you guys. And those news are going to make you happy because it's a news that is worth celebrating. So, but before we go into those news, I'm going to be welcoming our guest for today. We have prepared something about American Dream and the immigrant nurse. So most times we pursue the dream and we forget some things, very important things behind, and we don't want to do that. So that's why we come to this meeting every day so we can remind ourselves what we need to do even while we are waiting. Waiting time is always the worst because people tend to trivialize it, not knowing that it might just be an opportunity for you to get yourself more prepared. It might be an opportunity for you to understand yourself, understand your system, know what you can do. It might be an opportunity for you to start investing your ideas on creating a business venture that is going to turn the world upside down when you get here. Okay? So don't waste this waiting period. Waiting period is golden. In fact, it is in the waiting period that champions are made. It is actually in the waiting period that champions are made. Champions are not made in the outside. Just like you see a tree that you plant today, the tree does not start growing outward today, it starts growing inward. So this waiting period is an opportunity for you to grow inward. It's an opportunity for you to develop business ideas. It's an opportunity for you to develop career ideas. It's an opportunity for you to begin to pattern and structure your life in a way that you want it to follow. It's an opportunity for you to write. You got to write down, something, anything that you don't write down can easily be forgotten. One of my best quotes when I was in my high school was that the shortest pencil is better than the longest memory. So the shortest handwriting, the shortest note taking that you can do is better than the longest memory. So if you say you're so intelligent and I write something in a book and keep it somewhere, I can tell you that thing and in 10 years to come, you've forgotten what I told you. But that book has not forgotten. So that's why it's good that this waiting period, you have a paper, you have a pen, you write down your vision, you write down what you think you're going to become when you come here. Okay? So, but one thing I don't want you to write in that paper is that your marriage will break up. Okay? So I don't want you to write that this man that is showing you pepper in your home country, this man that is maltreating you in your home country, once you land here in America, first assignment, pick on every fault, divorce him, and then that will be the end of the marriage. Don't write it on that paper. I want you to write positive things. There are things that can support your marriage, things that can support your children. There are things that you can do for your children to become a valuable part of the society here, not the problem. Is that your children become the solution or they become the problem of the society. You understand? You can only become two things in a society, this problem or the solution. So we want our children to become the solution, but the foundation of those children is our marriage. Because whatever you do, children tend to learn more from what they see than what you tell them. So you might tell a child, don't lie. And then somebody comes to your house and knocks on the door, you say, go and tell the person that I'm not around. You have already taught the child a life lesson that you have to lie. Don't believe what I say, but believe what I tell you. Believe what I do. You understand? That's what you're teaching. So there's a lot of marriages in the US that has been facing a lot of challenges, especially from migrant communities, like people who have just immigrated to the United States. You know, there's been series and series of marriages, breakdown of, marital structure, marital dynamics are facing issues. Some people, it start from day one when they step into the United States. It starts that day because your husband that is a bank manager from your home country, might come here and might not get a bank manager job. And then if you are not careful, you begin to place him less in your heart. And then the way you respect him, and then he begins to have his ego grow, and before you know it, the whole marriage is in chaos. You understand? There's a lot of areas, a lot of places where marriages are encountering issues. In fact, there's something that somebody told me yesterday or day before yesterday. Someone told me that some people come to the United States and instead of having marital issues and solving it, they make the police, they make 911 their kinsmen. So 911 is the nearest person to call when your marriage is in crisis. You understand? Immediately, that man says something that you don't like or does something that you don't like, you just die 911. My husband is beating me. My husband is doing this. I'm not saying that if you're having issues, you shouldn't speak up. You understand? But what I'm saying is that some people have already pre-conditioned their mind that one of their very first goal, very first assignment is to go into this when they come here. And that's making the whole abroad thing, is making it look like a facade. When you come to the United States, you face a lot of problems. People break their marriages, people don't obey their husbands anymore, and the rest of them. But today we have a virtuous wife, who has come to the United States for a long time. She has been in her marriage. She's doing well for herself. She's a CDI specialist by training, and she's also an ICU nurse. She has been on this program before. She worked in Decency Academy. There's a lot of places. I don't know how I can even introduce her that will be enough for me to kind of tell you the caliber or the kind of person we've brought to you today. But she's a Christian wife who have also serves as a priest wife. You understand? So the husband is a priest here in the United States, and she has also, I know, in one way or the other, she has been in the position of hearing and solving some marital problems. And because of this, I brought her here. And my major goal is to see if she can give us from her experience, if she can give us ways that we as a person, as registered nurses, can start to protect and safeguard our marriage when we come to the United States. There's a lot of things that we wrote down, but before we go into that, we want to do introduction. So, Miss Yaka, how are you doing? Sorry, you're muted. How are you doing today?
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. I am doing fine by the grace of God. I am well and nice to see you all.
Thank
And
you.
so good to be here again.
Yeah, and you'll be here again and again and again in different categories.
All right.
Because you wear so many hats. That's why I bring people back because I brought you before for you to do us a lecture on your ICU role,
I
right?
experience,
Before.
yeah.
And then today we are bringing you on another thing altogether, cultural issues, that is
Yeah.
facing a lot of nurses in the US. And before we go into it, I just want to also like maybe give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, your state where you live in the United States, and also if they have one or two things to chime in there, yeah, on that introduction, that would be great. That would be highly appreciated.
All right. So you have actually done like the introduction. I don't think there's any introduction that will beat the one you have. That would
I'm
be
a
the one you
good,
say.
I'm a guru when it
You
comes to
keep saying the
introduction,
thing. I was like, now maybe this.
but all of
Am
them
I
are
the
the same.
one he's
I wasn't hyping.
introducing?
I
Yeah, all
wasn't
right.
hyping.
Oh.
They are all what you are.
Okay. Yes, my name is Yaka Muso. Like Boss D said, I am currently based in North Carolina. Yeah, and I've been in the United States. It's going to 5 years now. I'm a registered nurse. Trying to I'm transitioning to remote. I'm trying to leave the bedside and go remote. So
Mhm.
I'm honestly working my way out, towards that. But in the meantime, yeah, I'm here with you all today. It's so good to be
Okay.
here. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you so much. So I just want to ask you, when you came to the United States, were there any cultural biases or challenges that you faced, that you feel like maybe that experience could help someone in this meeting today when they come in so that they are better prepared on how to avert such challenges or solve it if it comes?
Yes. So, um, there were a lot of cultural biases. But one thing about we that we are from Africa, when you are waiting, you try to know what the country are going to look like. Yeah, so you're making inquiries, you know, asking questions. Some of us have friends or even family members that have been there before us. So we try to get an idea of what this place is all about. And of course, we watch like somebody like me when I was back home, I watch a lot of American movies. And I'll tell you that those movies actually helped me. I'm talking of me myself. My husband is not someone that really does, but sometimes he watch with me when I watch because when I'm watching TV, I've dominated the parlor space. Except then he has his own program. Men like to watch news, football. Those places don't intervene. But I watch a lot of American movies, those crime series, Law and Order, those things. And they really kind of helped me to understand how they think, how how the Americans think and everything. And when not having that in mind, you you kind of hold on to your culture strongly because you try to shield yourself, not letting the culture of the people here influence you. I don't know you understand what I'm saying. So you just try to know that, oh, these people, this is how they behave. Americans, they do this, and that, and that. But we are not like that. We don't have to let their own lifestyle influence us. So we are coming in with that mindset of trying as much as possible not to let the way of life or the way they think over here, affect us. So, yeah, a lot of them. So personally, I don't really like to meddle. Like, when we are back home, I'll give some. When we are back home, I will see their food. When we are back home, we see the burger. You see, some of us are, actually that in the waiting period. You are watching. You see, in America they have nice tea, fresh fruits. I want to tell you, appreciate what is back home. Oh. Eat it very well. Like this waiting period, like Bosdi was saying, the waiting period is not a period for you to just keep, it will pass. But I know it's easier said than done, it's going to pass. But the waiting period is time for you to really channel your life the way you want it to be. If some of us have children, this waiting period is trying to really teach them your language, like teach them your culture, make sure that your children are well groomed because that's another thing. The culture as adults, we try to work our way around it, but the children usually get confused. So for us that already have children that are grown, that are understanding, children that are, um, in the school years, children from like 5, 6, 7 and above. This is time to start teaching them your language, teaching them your culture, your values. Make sure that they understand it so that when they come here and they move out into the world, which you will not be there all the time to go with them. You will be sure that your children can be able to, you know, for those that have children, because not everybody, not everybody currently have kids, but for those that have kids, this is one of the things to be doing, and this should not stop you from living your life, from doing your anything you've actually planned. So yes, we actually come in personally. I come in with a shield just to let the culture of this, of the life here actually influence us. Where you have most of those challenges in terms of the lifestyle and the culture is usually at work. Because at work, you tend to move towards your patients and what they prefer, not you. You don't impose your culture on your patients, but you tend to, favor their culture, favor their whatever it is, because that affects how they make decisions concerning their health. But concerning your own personal lifestyle, you are the person in charge to decide how you want that to affect you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, so and the next question I'm supposed to ask you was like just to bring it home a little bit, because what we're discussing is all about family. Were there rules that maybe back home that a man were performing or your husband maybe was performing, and when he came here, he's not supposed to perform it, or thought things that he's performing from home, and when he came here, or things he was not doing at home, and when he came here is, normal for him to do in terms of the whole family dynamics?
Okay, so in terms of coming in home, things my husband do. When I was back home, I gave birth to my first daughter, and currently we are in missions. So we are posted to Togo, where we serve, where my husband was serving as a priest. So there, I was not practicing as a nurse, as at that time I was pregnant and months after giving birth. I was not practicing as a nurse because Togo is a francophone country, and I'm English speaking. Nigeria is English. It's not like maybe Ghana, I'll say, you have to, but this one is a francophone country. So I wasn't really doing much. I was actually looking for what to do. So my husband was the one that was actively, you know, you know,
Okay.
helping the home, running the expenses and everything. But he still helps me, to take care of our daughter then, because I know sometimes whenever he comes back from whenever he leaves for work, because he still works as a civil servant even while serving as a missions, while serving, in the church as a missionary priest. So whenever he leaves for work, I'm always at home with my daughter. I stay till evening. Sometimes because these children can be very active. At night, I try to sleep, and he comes take her from me and sleep. So my husband has been helping me with childcare, you know, and he's someone that likes kids, so he's actually doing that. Is Cooking is not something he does, but it's not like he can't do it. But coming over here, he's been more of helping out with the kids, helping out in the kitchen department, even with the household cleaning. And this is not something he usually do. I mean, he does that once in a while, but my husband is not that kind of person that is very strict on, no, I don't, I'm a man, I can't do this, I won't do it. He has been that person. And I've actually seen families that their men, they don't do it in Nigeria. They've never done it. But coming over here, you hear conversations. We still have the way we connect with our neighbors, our friends at church. And coming over here, you have to do it. Our bishop was sometimes when our bishop for our church here, when he sees my husband sometimes like carry the kids, he'll be like, oh, you are reminding me of my own time, because his children are grown now in university. But he'd be like, oh yeah, you're reminding me of my own time. And you keep on encouraging him, and people really appreciate seeing that fact that the husband is helping, because over here marriage is teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
If you leave one road for one party, you are already, the marriage is going to sink.
Mm-hmm.
America is a country that's how do I say America has this. America is good, but it's a stress exposing country. So America is that country that if your marriage is not good back home, if you come here, if you're not, if both of you are not working towards, you know bringing the peace back to your home, America will expose it and crumble it. America has done a lot of, and what happens here because of the road, the exhaustion, the things you have to do, the commitments. So if both parties are not working towards and working together, working as a team in facing challenges, for someone like me, I face my marriage, faced a lot of challenges back to back in this country over the period of 5 years we've been here. I mean, we face, challenges that can break a home. You understand? But because my husband was there, was understanding, and on my own side, we are just working together as a team. That's what helped them, help it to work. If not, it's America is that is somehow
Mm-hmm.
it just have a way of. And like Boss D said, if you make police 911, your your
Your kinsman.
kinsmen, people do that. You call 911 for your husband, or you call 911 for your wife. Well, I don't know how, I, I can't imagine myself doing such a thing, like calling
Mm-hmm.
one nine. The only time I called 911 eventually in this America was a visitor, a child, a visitor's wife, child, that visited. The child started convulsing and had high fever. I mean, it was, I don't know what to do at that point. I don't have anything in my house to help the child. I had to call 911, and they took the child to the emergency. And that I don't even want such situations, even see a sickness, and I don't want any kind of situation like that. So yes, marriage is, that is how we've been able to, we work as a team. The man is not doing some roles back home, but over here he's actually doing them because looking at the wife coming back from work, she's already tired and exhausted. And you cannot tell someone that's tired and exhausted to, to start feeling it's not possible. So breakdown is inevitable. You don't want to break down, you don't want to be exhausted. So that is how we help each other to work it out.
That's good. All right, so I want to tell you a story. This is a true life story of a migrant nurse that was came to the United States. I won't say when and I won't say where. Okay, so what happened was the wife was doing well more than the husband back home. The wife was not a nurse back home. The husband is the one that is a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
So the wife was doing well more than the man back home. And when they came here, because the wife's job, she couldn't find something to fall back on. She was doing like medical practice, real medical practice, not nursing. So she couldn't find something to fall back on. So she was staying at home with the babies, and the husband was the one going to work, still with his agency. Okay, so they went to Walmart to buy groceries, and after buying groceries, they forgot to buy bread. Okay, so while in the car, the husband asked the wife to use his credit card, go back to Walmart and buy bread. Okay, so and the husband said that there is a particular bread that they used to buy that is inexpensive. Okay, all right, so he thought the wife would go set and buy that one. So the wife went with the credit card, went there and saw a better bread that looked more like a Nigerian bread that was costing $4 more. You understand? And she bought it and came home. When she came to the car, they started arguing. Why did you buy this kind of bread? This is not the one we use. You like to waste my money, blah, 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 blah. So, and then they went home. When they got home, the issue escalated. The wife started reminding the man that, hey, you know, this money is just $4. If you want it, I can ask somebody from Nigeria, to send me money, I'll give you. You understand? Why are you making this a big issue? Is it because I'm not working? All right. So now the husband now raised his hand and beat his wife and gave her an injury. And when he was beating the wife, the neighbor called 911. Okay. So the neighbor called 911 for this family. And when the 911 people came, the wife tried to hide. Said what was going on. He said nothing. I said, were you guys fighting? The neighbor said you were fighting. They denied it that they were not fighting. The police guy checked and they saw marks and bruises on her, and then said no, that this is now a state case, that the state is going to take it over. You understand, and that the man has to go to be remanded in the prison. So not really prison, like a cell. So the man went with them that day, and the lady became stranded. She was not like, because the man is his whoever money comes from him, he's the only one working. So she was finding it difficult for 2 weeks. This guy didn't go to work. The lady was at home. So the lady started reaching out to look for people who can go and talk to these people to release the man, no matter what she wants to bear, and then continue. So why I'm giving this background is there's this saying that in America, women are always saying, my money is my money and your money is our money. So is that statement, is it true? And if it's true, why? If it's not, why not? And is it something that is applicable in your sphere of influence or your own personal life?
Okay. Um, I believe that saying "my money is my money" that women usually say is because of the kind of setup we were groomed back home, especially. We were groomed as women, and this thing, when a woman start paying her bills, even a single lady, they start calling themselves independent woman. Women like to show a man is paying his own bills. You don't brag about it because after all you're a man, right? But if a woman start doing that, they'll be like, oh, we don't, I don't need a man to make it. It's the
Feminism.
society, yes, they put it that women is always under the man. So it's that cultural space that women are groomed in. So that's why. So if a woman cannot start taking care of the expenses, you'd be like, oh, after all, that thing that you think you are doing as a man, I can do it too. In fact, I'm even doing better. My paycheck is even bigger than yours. So women just tend to, it just takes um it takes understanding, and it takes a great deal of communication by both parties to really not be there. Because if that for that man to start having arguments about the $4 more, that is not where the problem started. The man is already bearing a grudge from previous. It's possible the weight of the expenses is coming to him. So, and he's not that kind of, so he's already bearing a grudge because $4 more is a bread that him too will eat. It's not like the lady went and buy jewelry, or the lady went and bought a new clothes or something like that. She bought bread that the children and him too will eat. But I feel like he's just venting, and that was just an opportunity for him to vent and express himself. So yeah, it happens. And I feel like she on her own part felt bad because she would have controlled it actually. And knowing her husband, she would have controlled it. But I guess she too felt fed up, and both parties blew up, and that was, the consequences, however, can take. As in, God catch them that day. Many men are beating their wives, many wives are beating their husband, and nobody called 911. So they are just very unlucky that they have a neighbor.
You live
They're just
close
very
to a neighbor that will
unlucky.
call.
Some people are there busy praying that somebody, they cannot call the 911 for themselves. They are praying that somebody will pass
Will call.
and call 911. Yeah. And they, so they just happen to be very unlucky that they have this neighbor that is very nosy, and the neighbor decides to do that. And that's what happened here in America. Once somebody see anything, it's advice. Even you, that's the lifestyle here in America. If you see anything that's not right, anything, you call the police to come and take over, to protect your environment. So that saying of women wanting my money is my money, it gets to all women because we are groomed in that culture. It gets to me too. I'm not gonna lie, I have that feeling that the man's money is our money. My my money is my money. You get, but personally, what helped me dealt with that phase, I would just say is God. It's just the Holy Spirit that helped me to pedal down on that phase, because it's not something I cannot, as a woman, I shouldn't, like, especially when the woman is actively like the breadwinner of the home. When women are breadwinners, some people we know. People we know. There's are people we know. Women are groomed that way, but not all women are groomed like that, because there are some women that also see their mothers become breadwinners, and we are now in a world where women are now more breadwinners than men. You understand? So, and some families, nobody knows who is doing what. Yeah. So, like in my own home, you're not gonna know who is doing what, and it's just. I would just say, like, so I came over. I was able to overcome, and it's a work in progress. It's not something I say yes. Because sometimes what happens to that man, the $4 more expenses can actually that thing might want to just trigger again. Something one way or the other can want to just trigger again to have that. What happens to that man is a normal anger, and I feel like he's been boiling, he's been having that grudge, or sometimes he might even be saying it previously, but because that moment he was just fed up and used the opportunity to just escalate. So there are issues like that that actually come up in marriage, but just being yielded to the Spirit of God to like help you, and whenever such things tries to come up, you have the wisdom to see it coming and control it, or never to approach at all. And it's not just easy to swallow something, because sometimes, like I always tell my husband, sometimes when you swallow a grudge, concerning something, like you don't want to approach it, it's better you let it go. Like let it go. Because sometimes we think we've let it go, but it's there. And it keeps compounding. One day you will blow. One day you will blow. You will just, and at that moment you'll be like, I don't care. I don't know. In fact, if they say they don't call police, you say let them call the military. You don't even care. Everybody should come, because so it's one thing to allow not to approach. It's one thing to not to approach and let it go. Just let it go. And you can't really, that thing, it takes a lot of help from God, in the place of prayers and all that, to be able to deal with that, because it's, we talk about self-discipline, self-control. Self-control is not easy. It's not something that we just do, especially when we not grew up in an environment, or we've not really seen things like that, but we have a situation, and for the sake of our children,
Mm,
as well, because our children, we want them, we have that cultural way where we are trying to still, protect our children from the society.
mhm,
When they are having conversations in school and they
mhm,
come back to tell you, you're trying to tell them, no, we are not like that, this is us, this is, so you want to portray, you want your child to grow up in a very safe, secure, because your child is already growing up in an environment where, you know they are saying two things. Their parents is doing
devices.
one thing,
Mhm,
the environment is doing another thing, their school they are doing another thing. At home they pray, in the school they don't pray, unlike back home where we pray in our schools. So
mhm,
these are different. So we want to try to create that safe environment for people. So these are a lot of things we need to, it's a teamwork.
mhm.
That's what I would
Well,
say.
I believe you. I believe you, totally, because this coming to America, one of the things I want you guys to take home from today's meeting is that your first 90 days to 6 months of being in the United States is not going to be easy. That's where a lot of people find very difficult. Your first 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months is going to be tough because it might be one person that will be working at that point. It might be one source of income, one stream of income. It's not going to be easy to, take care of everyone, still be smiling, keep your head up. Some people have the grace, like she said, to be able to do it, but it depends on your upbringing as well. If you have been brought up in a way that you believe that a man should be contributing, if that man does not contribute for 6 months, you might start getting tired because you are the one taking care of everything. You can imagine when a man wants to maybe go to the barber and get a haircut, is asking you, honey, do you have $20? Let me go, and this thing has grown too much. Let me go and cut it. When that man that is even saying it is not happy saying it, but you that is giving it, you now not being happy giving it, that's where the problem comes. You understand? There's one man that I know of a truth. The reason why he went into nursing, and after doing nursing, he started travel nurse, is that he came to Nigeria, married somebody, came here, and then the person trained the person in school, and the person finished past NCLEX, started working, and now started doing my money is my money. So the man was busy taking care of the children, making sure that the home front is good, But when he noticed that the woman is, trying to do my money is my money, now what he did is he went to nursing school himself, finished nursing, started travel nursing. Guess what? The whole family, the wife goes to work, and then the husband is away, far away, another state doing travel nursing. So the kids are left in the hands of either nanny or whenever the wife comes back home tired. You can imagine coming back home from a 12-hour shift and your child is coming to say, something happened in school. Can it wait till tomorrow? And it might be something important. It might be that the child is being bullied. So at the end of the day, the children will be the one to suffer. And that's bringing me to the next question about intentional parenting. How do we deal with? So Yaka is one person that I know that if you see her daughter, if you see Yaka's daughter, she's well behaved. In fact, she will greet you from afar, well behaved, well cultured. So I want to know what you, Yaka, is doing to your child that makes her that that well behaved. And in the main, when you're answering that question, also chip in the tips that my audience can learn from you today about intentional parenting, because the man has gone to do travel nursing. If the woman needs the 2,000 every week, he'll be sending it. If money is the problem, money is not going to be the problem anymore. But guess what? Another bigger problem is there, because when these people are old, and these children that they were never finding time for the children will not have time for them. I used to work in the OR, and sometimes I go and meet a patient in the pre-op area, and I ask the patient, who do you have any relative here? They said no. You say, you don't have anybody? They say, we don't have anybody. And then you ask them, what about children? I said, no, we don't have anybody. Some of them, their child has gone to dump them in nursing home. That nursing home is going to take care of them. They just keep on paying the expenses of the nursing home. At nursing home in the United States is like General Hospital in Nigeria. It's one patient, one nurse, one CNA to 30 patients, sometimes to 60 patients.
So
You
50%.
understand? Exactly. That's where you'll be. You understand, in your old age. I want to grow old and I have my family around me. So it depends on what your priorities are. You understand? But in the meantime, we need to really be exposing your mind, because coming to America is not the last bus stop. You have to make sure you're successful in America, and this is one of it. So my question is too long. I don't know if I should recap.
No, I
So,
think I get your question.
okay, get it. Okay, go
Concerning,
ahead.
yeah, how to intentional parenting. Yeah, intentional parenting is very challenging. When back home we say, it takes a community to raise a child. Here, there's no community. You are the community. At least back home, you see your aunt. Everybody is auntie and uncle. See, talk to auntie, talk to uncle. Let me address this one now. This auntie and uncle issue, because some of us that are coming, our children are going to grow here. And the way, just like Boss D now is also a family friend of ours. So like maybe we are talking on the phone and my daughter said, "Hey, mommy, is it that uncle who went to his house the other day?" You know, and they are talking on the phone, and then and these children grow and see that Boss D is uncle and the Boss D's wife is auntie. And I'm now growing, expecting that maybe I'm looking for husband for my daughter. Maybe one of these sons will marry my daughter. And now the children will be like, I cannot marry my cousin. No. That one has been an issue, because currently now one of the challenges parents are facing, and I happen to know this because in my church is actually dominated by Nigerians. So one of the challenges women, mothers, fathers are concerned is that their children are not getting married. And they want their children to marry a fellow Nigerian, and their child is, their children want to go out. So, and this is one of the concerns. The father brought it up that he was telling the son, and this girl, both of you grew up together, both of you, go to church together. She was not like, "Oh, dad, is Auntie Ebere, for instance, Auntie Ebere's daughter, I can't marry her now. And she's my auntie, she's my cousin." The father was like, "No, both of you are not related." The father is still convincing the boys today that both of them are not related because of the auntie uncle culture. I'm just trying to say it's not as a joke, but it's actually a challenge. So I just want to put this one out there. So let's just know how because we like to do auntie uncle back home. But over here, our children are not understanding auntie uncle because auntie is the brother of your father. So they are thinking we are all family.
Relation, yes.
And then so that aside, so coming to intentional parenting, it's something that's one thing our children watch. We tell our children a lot of things, we teach them a lot of things, we teach them a lot of morals and value, but our children also watch us, because our children learn more from what they see than what you tell them. You understand? So, but it makes more sense if you tell them and you're also doing the same thing. But and again, the children has a lot of questions. Why? Mommy, why is this? That why is that? So we try to, carry them along. So intentional parenting, it takes both parties to be there and present. On my own hand, most of the times I'm not usually always present, but whenever I'm present, I try as much as possible. And I just try as much as possible to be there, answer their question. I watch their characters, watch what they do, I watch what they watch, and you know, I try to talk to them, try to talk to their hearts because it's fresh to me. Intentional parenting is fresh to me because yesterday I felt like I was a child. I can still remember when I was their age. And I knew the influence of what my dad and my mom had over me at that time. And there are some things I don't want to repeat to them. Sometimes it's not everything we are able to control because a child's mind is a child's mind and they have a different way of perceiving different, things. But to the most part, what we are able to control, we should be able to, talk to our child at all times. Whenever you see things that are not wrong, like Bosdi talking about my daughter, that one has been over and over, her personality, and she does that, like she likes to greet and all that. These are things that, you keep on constantly reminding them, even to today, and I want her younger ones as well to, follow her example. It's something we do, it's something we constantly you talk to your child, tell them the importance of why they should behave so and so way. And you too, you also they want to see that respect from you as well. It's towards your husband, towards other people, because these children, they are very active. They know, they understand your sometimes when they even talk to me, I just see them that they even understand your mood. They understand that, oh, you're not happy because this person said this and said that. So the children understand. So you too personally be respectful, show what you want your children to, show that very character you want your children to exhibit. That is it. Because if not, if you, whatever you don't teach your child, the society will teach them, and it's wrong. And America is, when your child goes a wrong way, it's usually very wrong. Like I said, there's not a lot of things we can control. For the most part, I also ask God to help their hearts, to help their hearts, let their hearts be inclined to God. The moment you are not there, as they go to school, they are facing decisions, they are having discussions. There are a lot of things that are going on, but you try to groom them as much as you can, and whenever they go out there, they just have to express themselves and be who they are. But at the end of the day, they should still show that, culturally and morally person that you want them to be. So it's whatever it is you are doing at home now for your child and you want to do it here, because America will drain you. They have ways of draining your energy. Like Bozzy said, after 12 hours shift, you're back, you're very tired. You want to save your life, and your child is distressed, and you want to listen. Like anytime my child say in school, I'll be like, oh wait, even no matter how tired I am, I'll be like, let me hear that, like complete that sentence. I want to hear everything that happened in the school. And if it's something I cannot handle, I'll relate to the father, and he will be the one to take over the situation. So yeah, that is basically it. My husband is actually very active in terms of staying with the kids, being there for the kids, and doing that value. So it's not just one party. It's both I myself and my husband. So working together as a team to achieve that. And I tried to, like, one day my daughter came back from school. She was crying. So she was crying, like I could tell, but she's trying to hide herself from crying because she's somebody that breaks down and cry a lot. I try not to, sometimes her dad is mad at her, like, why any small thing you're crying? She's been a child. Some people have different way of processing their stuff. So why was she crying? She wears glasses and somebody was bullying her. They were bullying her because of her glasses. They were calling her four eyes. They were bullying her because of the gown she wore to school. They were just saying a lot of things to her, and she was not happy. She was crying. So when she started saying it, I said, "Oh, it happened in the school bus." Because for you to still be crying, that means you are just down from the school bus. And she said yes, and she called the name, and she said she reported to the driver, but the driver did not do anything. So my husband actually the following day, spoke to the driver about the situation. But what happened is not about. But what happened that moment is I had to call her and talk to her. Tell her about bullying. I spoke to her that day. I said, okay, like, so all those things they said, are they true? Is it true? What do you think about it? They called you four eyes. Do you have four eyes? No. Okay. They insulted your dress. You looked at yourself in the mirror before you left. Do you like your dress? Yes. Okay. So I spoke to her and I told her, bullying is people that are not really seeing themselves. Bullies are not seeing themselves in a good way, and they are trying to project their imperfections to you. That don't be so we are better than them, and that is why they want to make you feel bad because they are already feeling bad. So I spoke to her, and at the end of the day, she left that conversation smiling and happy, and I was able to. And my husband was really happy. Like he was like he liked the way I actually approached that situation with her, because to him he would be like he would be mad. Why would they insult his daughter? Why and stuff like that. But he was just like that was kind of a different approach. I talked to her because I need to make them secure in their own skin so that whatever it is that come, because today they are bullying in the bus, you don't know where you're going to see yourself in the future. And the way she handled it as a child can, because most of the trauma we have as adulthood are unresolved childhood situations
Yes, yes.
that were not handled well as a child, and they stayed because there are some things you forgot, but your memory did not forget, your mind did not forget, your subconscious did not. The mind is very powerful. Our minds are powerful. And childhood is a time when we form our beliefs. She's 7. So there's at least, they say that beliefs and belief system and everything, they're formed at that age. So if it's not properly handled, what you can do as a parent, if you are not able to inculcate and make your child feel secure, they will take that insecurity home. They'll take it as an adult, and it begins to manifest in different aspects, in different levels. And sometimes I've seen parents ask themselves, is it me that trained my child? What happened? Where did this one come from? These are unresolved issues that happen in childhood traumas that happen, but they were not, properly resolved. And when the child grows, they can diversify. Some people show it in their marriage. Some people show it amongst their friends. Some people show it in the place of work. It can express in different form it chooses to express, based on where the person is feeling insecure. So childhood is very important. It's something that we really want to jealously protect as much as we can, and try to make the child feel secure, and also pray, try to tell them the importance of praying, and also do our part as parents. But as much as time can help us to be there, to be present, we try to be present for our children. That will really help them in a long way.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, being present is very good. Being present and spending quality time is another thing. You can be present and be on your phone. That is not being present. You have to be present, and at the same time, you have to make sure that you're making eye contact with that child. You understand? It's not just being present and the child is talking and you're watching something, some reels on your phone.
Everybody's on their phone.
Exactly.
Everybody's like,
The father is
somebody's
on
on the
their phone.
laptop, somebody's on the phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe you can consider, oh, I'm working. That's where I do my online business, or for those doing online business when they come here. But even at that, you still have to spend quality time with those kids. It matters, okay? And like my guest rightfully stated, the husband makes out time. So you guys, you and your husband, somebody needs to be available at least for the child, because
somebody has to sacrifice.
exactly.
Two people cannot be
Chasing
out
this
at
money.
work. Somebody has to sacrifice their schedule, in order to be there for the children. It's
Yeah.
actually painful, but it's worth it. And the other person that the expenses fall on have to understand that you don't need to attack the other party, because that's another thing. This person is helping with childcare, and you are now the chief breadwinner, right? The income is not coming much from the other side, and then you are not attacking because the person is a fellow adult. So why are you not even meeting to the personal needs of this person? Because to be like, oh, there's food in the house, there is this in the house, but this person has personal needs. If it's women, their body lotion is finished. They need new underwears. There's something they need, their hair to be done, they need their nails to be done. For the men also have their body cares that need to be, and you just be like, it's not your business, because so you just try to like cover up, because if two people are going to work, then that means you will pay for daycare, and it's not cheap.
It's not.
It's not cheap one. Your child is not safe. You are not sure, except you are lucky you get a safe person. But that lucky case is usually very hard. So it's better one person sacrifice to be with it. The person may not be. Sometimes some people do part time. Some people work weekends, just to make sure that the person is also trying to, because there's nothing like making your own money after all. But somebody's time, because time is everything. Time is everything. Whatever you have to do. So intentional parenting is time. Intentional marriage is time. You want to make more money, it's time. Everything, time has to be involved in building. So somebody have to really sacrifice their full time for the kids, in order to achieve something. If not, it's not going to work out well.
Well, I don't know if you guys are getting value for this meeting, but I am. If you are really getting value for this meeting, I want you to type value on the comment section. And if I were you, I will get my husband or send my husband the link, or my wife. I'll send them the link to come and listen. Because some of these things we are saying is not okay to just for you to listen to it alone. You have to make sure that that partner of yours is also getting this information, especially in this waiting period. I would like you guys to be successful when you come to America. You'll be part of the solution and not part of the problem. And the best way to do it is to lay a very good foundation. And that's what we're doing today. It might look like we're not, we're scratching the surface. All you want to hear is ban has been lifted, let us go. But many of you,
very important too.
Many of you, it is very important for sure, but many of you are not ready. Many of you, many people listening to me every Friday are not ready for the journey. In fact, even if it happens now, you might be part of the people who will be coming here to say, somebody is having this problem, how do we solve it? You understand? Or you make police people your kinsmen.
kinsman.
Don't want you to do that. You understand? We want you to lay good foundation. And I can see a lot of value on the comment section. And thank you for that. Then the last question that I have to ask you before I open up the phone lines for people to ask question is, we've spent 1 hour already. Are you sure I can ask this question? Is about handling, the last question is finding cultural resources, where what could help someone that just newly came to the United States. What are the resources that the person can lay hand on that would help him or her to be able to adapt without any problem? If there were things that helped you, spiritual organization, anything like that, you can help us to state that so that we can actually learn from it today. Over to you, Yaka.
Okay. Yeah, so one of the cultural resources that I'll mention is here, this very Decency NCLEX Academy. Decency NCLEX Academy is one of the resources that you actually have, um to adapt to America. I know them when I was coming, Buzzy actually told us a lot of Buzzy actually gave us a lot of information. He gave us a voice note where we can stores that we can visit, and get registered about them. Sam's Club, BJ, Costco, depending on the one that's, these are wholesale stores where you can go and buy things in bulk for your family. Are very important. Everyday household items keep going. Household items are being used. So these are where you can go and buy them, at a fair price in bulk and use them for months. So Boss D is actually here to be your number one resource. So if you are in this call, Boss D is somebody that lives in America that can help you figure out, and he has contacts. Boss D has connects. He's all over America. So Boss D is one person. Yes. So and wherever yes, even talking about that scene, Bozzy actually goes all the way. He planned events every year in Virginia. So that's something he plan every year for families. Come with your families in Virginia. It's coming up next month. So that's something that's he has been a culture and it has been so wonderful. Yes, so that's something that people look forward to, and he does it. Like especially the people that live around the DC locations. Yeah, that's something we look forward to, and Boss D has been in charge of bringing families together. That's really kind of helpful, and it's during summer holidays, so you go with your children. So that is something you look forward to when you come over. So another thing is, yes, when you look around you, the church communities around you, any church at all, the church here in the United States, they have that helping culture. They see themselves as, so I'm talking about Christian organizations, right, that you feel you are comfortable attending. They really do help. I've seen a Christian organization of a family. This is a friend of mine. This one is not I them say. She told me herself where she went. It was not, she is an Anglican attending in back home, but when she came here, she's not an Anglican attending. That church was not Anglican. It was not an Anglican church, but she went there, and they just told her, oh, where are you people coming from? He said, we just came into America 2 days ago. We just came to America 2 days ago, and we don't have anything. We just walk. They walked to the church because the church was close by. They couldn't get there was no car or anything. That very weekend, before the next Sunday, this church came in with cushion, they came in with pots, they came in with washing machine. This church came and furnished their house for them. It's a small church. The church came in and furnished their house. Like she was just sending me pictures of, she was like, wow, like she never believes that they just went in there. So any Christian organization, for those that are Christian, any organization you feel led, some of us are lucky to have some of the ones we attend back home over here, so you can continue. But even though you don't see them over here, any Christian organization that you feel led, you can just Google. She said she just looked through Google and just saw the church down there. She and her family and her son walked to the church. And at the end of the day, that evening, this church furnish their home for them, and because the house was empty, was still empty, was just the mattress. They came in, they ordered when they came in, and that was it. And this church furnished their home for them. So things like it's not. I'm not saying it's going to happen like that for everybody, but I'm saying that the church is one place, social gathering. Then we also have online communities. Like I know we have the EAG group online. This is where if you have anything that is bothering you, I mean, online community are one place where Nigerian nurses have been, does they also help to champion the activities over there at some points? Yeah, they also help. You can come there and ask anything and everything, and somebody will definitely answer you. The online communities. Some of us in our state, you can actually Google and look through. You will see cultural communities like, if you're Yoruba, if you're Igbo, depending on your tribe or something, you can see something. Some of them you have Nigerian association. Some people do have Nigerian association in their state because Nigeria is almost everywhere in the United States. Like there's almost anywhere you enter, you see a Nigerian community. If not Nigerian, African community. You understand? If not so many Nigerians, you definitely see an African community. These are ways that, we try to get our cultural resources. And then, or some of us have people that are already here back home. They may not be in the same state, but one thing that actually help you to thrive in this America is information. Information is key. Because sometimes some people have those communities, but they still don't care. Those communities don't really care. They don't send you. You get. So when you have information about you need something, where to get it and how to get it really make your life easy. You understand? And you make your life easy and how to navigate things that you need. So whatever it is you need, like those online communities, some people will be like, oh, the Nigerian that I know live 3 hours away, 4 hours away. And you find out that it's a very distant. For sometimes some of the places the agencies send us are very remote areas. So, is information that that's the first contact that really help us to, navigate our way out of, and then we can try as much as possible to socialize and find other ways out and try to network, try to find people from those online communities that we have available, try to find people that are close to you, people that are going to the same area, because definitely if you discuss among yourself, you find out that some people are actually going to the same area. You just try to network and try to come together, just like what Boss D is planning going on next month. Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you've heard it from Yaka. Yaka is one of our, very good family friend, and also she's been a good support to people in North Carolina. So thank you so much, Yaka, for all that you're doing as well. We try to help ourselves. Pay it forward. Whatever help you have received on this journey coming to the United States, the password is pay it forward. You understand? Pass it down. Don't be like our predecessors that were telling us when they come to America that it was God that brought them. It's not God. Even if it's God, God used human being. You understand? God
Mm.
used a man like me and you understand, to tell them, write NCLEX, do your fingerprint, do this, do that, and then you can be in America. But they just, make it look like it's a special favor that they got because they prayed so well or because God loves them more than he loves others. So the bottom line is whatever you've known, whatever you've come across that helps you, just pay it forward because it's knowledge and you don't own it. You don't own the rights to it. Somehow you got that knowledge and you can give it to someone else to help them. All right. So we're always here to help and support you. Just reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist at any point. And I would say Virginia remains the best state, even though you're in North Carolina. Virginia remains the best state. So come and stay close to me so that the help will come faster.
Yeah.
Come to Virginia, okay? All right. So now I would like to open up the conversation to everybody. If you have any question bordering on family and children, parenting, just put it on the comments on the comment section, or you can use the reaction button to raise your hand and I would ask you to speak. All right.
I'm
But for the
already seeing
meantime,
some questions here.
yeah. Do you want to take some of them?
Yeah, the first one is saying, how do we approach bullying in school? I think I talked about that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
So yeah.
bullying is not something we can avoid. You just have to make your child feel very secure in their own skin and how to approach. Not, you train you sometimes it gets to them because as an adult, it may not get to you. But as a child, a child's mind is different. It gets to them. So you just have to make them reassure your child and try to send message to the school authorities to be aware of such people that are into the bullying acts. Try
Okay.
as much as to invite not to fight.
Yeah.
It's easier, but being like them is not going to solve the problem. Being like them is not going to. All right. Another person
Okay.
said, please, how much? Okay.
Let's take the people that want to speak, then we'll take that one last. We'll take the
Okay.
comments last. Okay. So I have
All right.
Akudo. Akudo, you can unmute and ask your question. Tell us where you're joining us from and then ask your question.
Good evening, Busty.
Good evening. How are you
Evening.
doing?
I'm good. And you?
Good. Your question
Thank
and
you.
where you're joining us
Thank you
from
for this.
first.
We're joining from Abuja, Nigeria.
Okay.
Please, thank you for this wonderful program you're doing. This is the first time I'm joining live, but I've been watching the recorded versions with
Welcome.
my husband too. My
Wow.
husband is your
Yes.
fan.
That's what I like. Tell him I'm his fan too.
He doesn't allow me if he doesn't watch the recorded version. As after the program, he won't allow me until I play it for him.
That's good. That
Thank
is
you so
good.
much.
I
Thank you so
like
much
that.
for the work you're doing.
I like that.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Please, thank you. Please, I sent a message to you on WhatsApp. I'm sure maybe you did not see it. I had a concern.
Mhm.
Please, I am with a direct hire, and I've gotten to the point of sending my documents. But there is no provision for me to submit the documents in my CEAC account. And they are saying that it's the nurse that will send the documents. So I sent a message for you to help me know what to do. Because as it is now, I don't know what to do. I asked whether it should be sent via courier or whatever means. They are not able to answer me that I should find my way and send the documents. So please, I'm
Okay.
asking for you to help me out with that.
All right, sounds good. So I'm gonna take care of this after the meeting. Just call me immediately we end this meeting so that we can do it. Let's concentrate on the family. That this is like more of a personal thing because I will need to see what error code or message or see the background of your dashboard so that I can know what's really going on. So just call me after this meeting so we can take care of that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, let's take someone else on iPhone. iPhone, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're
Hello.
joining us from.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I might not really mention my name because I want to ask sensitive question.
Okay, where you're joining us from.
I'm in Nigeria, but I'm not in Nigeria. Thank you for this program.
Yes.
I must appreciate you and the person that spoke, the woman that spoke. Please, I want to ask a question. It's a family issue. Please, in a situation whereby we all know the situation of the country, but in a situation whereby the wife is outside the country and she has been sending money to Nigeria, but in a situation whereby the woman has become the breadwinner of the house, and now the man is so used to it, invariably, if the what's it called, and the money has been causing issue because the person has not been able to stay here ever since she has been working outside the country. So in a situation whereby the lady eventually goes to US, how is that person going to manage the home? Because there has been a lot of issue in the sense that the money that the lady is sending home to the husband, because the children are with the husband, is like, fine, a man cannot manage money like a woman will manage, but it's like the thing is too, the weight of the everything is too much on the lady. So how can that lady manage that situation? Thank you.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
So we've had situations where, yeah, many women we actually draw the line and say, there are some situations whereby women are the breadwinner and the man does not, just like Boss D give an example. The man will be like, oh, my beard has grown. I want to go and cut it. I start asking her for money. And the man is not happy. That man is somebody that is not happy about it, wants to make efforts. Like, wants to make efforts. Then the person, there's on the other hand, a man does not really care. They don't really care. All they want is go and work. They are now lazy and they don't want to do anything about it. So if a woman says this situation, I will advise that communication, they better talk about it. You talk about it very much now you are back home. Because if you are back home now, this issue is a problem. If you come over here, it's going to be more of a problem. And I assure you, 911 will enter inside. 911 will definitely enter. I've had issues where a woman is like, my husband is not becoming lazy. This men, you don't give them chance. Before you know, they will not be lazy. They will not want to contribute. We share the bill. He has to do this one. He has to pay this bill. Because bills are plenty. You understand? So imagine where one person is covering. So, but if it's not well discussed, if it's not well tackled and handled, let the man understand what he's doing wrong and how things can be better and what him to have to start doing to help. Let the solution start now that you are still back home. If there's any measures, don't waste it when you come to the United States, because it's going to get so bad and your children will end up suffering. If there's any measures you want to take now, let the communication start. Okay, Olga, I'm sending so and so money. This money is supposed to go for this, supposed to go for that, supposed to go for that. What are you bringing for the children? There should be that communication from a place of understanding. But if the other party is remaining insensitive, I don't know, that is when you can now want to invite somebody that is a respected, that the family can easily relate to, not just an outsider, somebody, so that, because this is a very important matter. Money matter is a very important matter, and that is the root of why so many marriages crash in America. So just like the example that was the case, it was a money matter. You understand? So money matter, it is not if you don't handle it with wisdom. So whatever problem you are sensing now with your husband, whatever it is, whatever kind of problem, or whether the person don't used to have time for you, if somebody that don't used to have time, if you come to America, is going to double. If somebody that don't used to look at you, if you come to America, is going to double. If somebody that don't used to give you enough time in the other room, if you come to America, is going to double. Everything that is not that is a challenge to you now. If you come to America, or some people, if it's the other party that is taking care of the bill, and the other party is the one that is going to be, that is the nurse, the man is doing well and the lady is not doing well, but then she comes to America, she's not the one bringing the family. She'll be planning revenge. I've had cases where a woman will be planning that, don't worry now, when I enter America, don't worry. When I enter America, don't worry. When I enter America, they're going to revolt. When I was planning my American journey, my husband has this mindset that women are disrespectful. When they come to America, because of the stories, women are disrespectful. And he asked me that, he asked me on a couple of occasions. When he asked me the second time, that was when I was like, he asked me the first time, I was like, I'm not going to be disrespectful now. Why would I be disrespectful? When he asked me the second time, I was like, no, Yaka, this is not something you think you can do by yourself. I think at this point, I need to involve God in it, because it's one thing to say you're not going to do something, and sometimes you see yourself doing that thing, even though you never planned it in the first place. Yeah, so, and I tried to be very cautious about it. But then on the other hand, because he was a sensitive man, a man that understands, if it's an insensitive man, you try to create resources to make sure, because whatever it is as a problem now in Nigeria is going to be a double problem here in the United States. So if you're going to try to have a communication, if you want you traveling back home, so that, because sometimes conversation over the phone can be strenuous. Both parties may not understand each other. So since the woman is not yet in the US, but she's outside Nigeria, if you want you taking a break from wherever you are, go back home for the sake of this discussion. It's a very important discussion, and discuss it with your husband. Let it be the reason, and make sure that you have a headway with that discussion before you guys further down. Maybe that's the reason, that's one thing you have to solve in your waiting period, so that the man needs to be aware. If not, it's going to be a problem. I don't know if I answered, if I shared.
Yeah, you did. That is absolutely correct. America is like a catalyst. It is
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to
exactly. Catalyst, that's the word.
it will
It will
bring
just
out any bad marriage, it will make it better.
yes, yes,
Any good
yes.
marriage, make it gooder. If there's a word
Mm-hmm.
like that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so if you have a bad marriage currently and your patching it is leaking. Here you can't patch it. If you come to
You can't
America,
patch
don't
it.
worry.
All hell will let loose.
Don't worry, you can't patch it. But if you have a marriage that is good, if you come to America, oh my God, it will be so sweet because life will make a lot of things easy. Imagine if it was taking you maybe 4 or 5 hours to wash your clothes back home because you're washing with hand and you just have to throw them inside the washer. You have more time in the bedroom with your husband. So there's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a good marriage in back home, you will enjoy. But if you have a bad marriage from back home, if you come here, you will see, you'll be wondering, so was it bad like this? That's all. So the thing is, to answer your question, because I know it's a very sensitive question and you sound distressed. One thing I can say, Biaka, everything he said is correct. She said is correct. Communication is very important. First of all, everybody has conscience, and if you're doing something bad, you know. You understand? If the man is doing something bad, like he knows that he's becoming lazy, he knows. If there's any man that is doing anything bad that is listening to me, you know that it's bad. You know what you're doing. We are all adults. You understand? So, but wisdom is profitable to direct. If you have known that this is now a norm for your husband, it's just like somebody who is now sick. You will have to develop a therapy for the person in the sense that if he has become wasteful in spending, you have to be mising in giving. So you have
Yeah.
to restrict the way you give, save more for the future.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Don't get and give everything. Marriages are different. What you do for A is not what you do for B.
Yeah.
I'm a believer of let's do it together, open
Yeah.
marriage, open like book. You
Yeah.
understand? But I know it does not work everywhere. You understand? It doesn't work everywhere. There are some places where I will say, hey, close because this is going to become something else. So, but in the meantime, if you need to talk more on this, maybe I'll give you Yaka's number or you can talk to me as well so that we can give you more individualized approach on how to take care of it. But I really felt like I sensed that you were talking from a distressed place. But just let us know how we can help. We're always approachable. All right. CJ Newton, over to you, your name and where you're joining us from. And I want us to take you and Calista at the same time so that we know that we save more time. We have spent over almost 1 hour, 30 minutes on this call. Newton, can you unmute?
Yeah,
Yeah, go
Boss
ahead.
D, good
Yes,
evening.
good evening.
Okay, she's about Juliet Newton. I'm calling from Abuja. Thanks, thanks so much, Boss D, for all you do. God will continue to bless you and your family. My greetings to our invited guest today. I really enjoy your lecture. Thanks so much. God bless you
Thank
too.
you too. God bless you too.
Okay, but I have some questions here. She said that you have to be one person. One spouse has to be at home with the children. At what age can one leave the children at home alone? That's the first question. Then for one who has teenage children, maybe people that just finished their secondary school, like what job can they do when they come over there? Then the third question is, let's assume that one have a husband who is not, like we are just saying, who is not willing to do much, and possibly maybe the person is an SSCE holder. Like what job can the person be able to do when he comes over there? Then my last question is not question, so to say, is directly to you, Boss D. I was on your DM for some time, though you came up yesterday, but you didn't respond to some of my questions concerning the VET Global and Visa Med is. Although you requested my email address and there was data there or something like that. So please, I would like you to give me some clue about what I asked you concerning the VET Global and Visa Med, if you have any. Thank you so much. I didn't know
Okay.
if you get my questions.
I got it. Let me just apologize to everyone. I have over 500 messages on my WhatsApp. I'm very sorry. I don't
Because
even
you
know.
have to get
Sometimes
a PO.
I have a PA. No, it's not even helping because when they ask her, she will send all the questions to me as well.
Oh.
So I have to still be the one to answer. So it's a
Maybe
lot.
you have a GPT for general question.
Yeah, maybe something like that. But some of these questions are individualized and needs to be given an individual attention. I'm trying to decide how I'm going to be able to take care of questions that are urgent because I don't even know which one is urgent in my WhatsApp. I can show you guys it's full. So please just pardon me. I will get to your message. But in order to get my attention, just keep on refreshing, like send a message so that it comes on top. Because when I start answering, I start from top to go down. So if it comes on top, I might just, do it. I might be answering and something comes up and I forget. So sorry about that. And to anyone that is waiting for me, sorry about that too. All right, so go ahead, Jaka.
Okay, so as what age? So it's all state dependent. Sometimes I knew when I was coming, my agency sent a document like that. They're talking about this age. They'll be say from like some states we say 8, some say 10, some say 12, but it all depends. But the rule is that every child that is below the age of 16, there should always be an adult at home with the child. There should always be an adult at home. But like leaving your child, say you want to like maybe you go to rush to the store and get something. I think that's, yeah, you can actually Google it depending on the state you are going to. So, but when we are talking about the area I'm emphasizing of parents always staying at home with the child, is for people that have babies and toddlers and preschoolers and people that are in school. Those are the age I'm talking about. You have from like zero to 10 years. And all your children, like for me now, they are still very small. They are not in the age where you can leave them. So that's the age I'm talking about. But if you have children that are grown, you have children that are teenagers, well, you are good to go. You have children that are adults. You don't need to bother about that, because yes, some people do come in with children that are in that age, and the kind of the kind of work that they can do is there are a lot to do. There are a lot to do, like online, especially in this period where there are a lot to do. They can actually do customer service. Some of them work in Walmart because from the age of 16, even children here, if they do try to go, they work in Burger King, like the fast food stores. They work there, they work in Walmart. So they can actually work. There are a lot when you go online, like when you come over and you look online, there's a lot of job options. It's just for the child to choose. And one other thing, for the men, even the child can actually, some of them that from the age of 18, our advice, they can actually do Uber. This Uber is one way. Some men do that. Um, Even for the men, you talk about a man that just have an SSC and cannot do much. There are jobs he can actually do. Men that pays, that job he can actually do. He can come here and decide to study something, study is for a particular certification and start doing something. If he don't want to study, there are other jobs he can do. Some men actually resort to doing like Ubers and Walmart pickups, and they make a living from it. Yeah, but it depends on like if you don't if you're committed to it. Some men actually being committed to that kind of job, they make good income, not really substantial, not compared to what you make as a nurse, but something that is quite enough. But there are varieties of things that he can do. He can come here and decide to study a course. America, there's always something to study, there's a certificate to study, and there's a job for it as well. So there's varieties to pick up from. So whenever you're ready, you can start looking to it. Or even while right now that he's back home, he can start looking at a skill that he likes and invest in it and learn it so that when you come over here, you can actually start, doing something like that. If you want to look into tech, if some people that are interested, you can actually learn the basic, have certification of tech. Tech, aside nursing, tech is one of the well-paying areas. And with that, some people work from home. I know some husbands, they work from home. They know tech. The tech they knew from back home. They come over here, they're working from home, their wife are going to work as a nurse, and they're working from home, and what they pay them is more than what they're paying the wife as a nurse. Yeah. So there are varieties of things that you can actually look into and do. And if you don't want to study, there's something for you. Just what do you want to do? There's always something for you. Always.
All right. Thank you so much. We will take Callista, and once we take Callista and Ada, we will just go like very quick on the questions and comment section. Anywhere you get to and we can take more, we can, push it to next week. We can answer them. Okay. Yeah, Callista, go ahead with your question.
Okay, thank you, Boss Decency. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm Calista. I'm calling from UK. I'm a Nigerian. And my question is, I'm also in the queue. I will first of all ask the family question before the one of visa screen. Regarding what you are saying, thank you, the presenter. I don't know, but the much I know for this UK, when couple are arguing and the neighbors happen to call the police on them or whichever agency, when they come, they do take their children. They don't usually do anything to the couple, but their interest is just to take the children because they think they are not responsible. So I don't know if such is obtainable in US, because it's hardly said. It's always about divorce, but the issue of collecting children, I don't hear it much. So that's the question I want to ask regarding the US journey. Then my visa screen will be expiring in 2028. Maybe, but decency, the much I know is when it's expired, you're expected to take another English test to remain. So I don't know if I'm right. Maybe but decency can help me if there is time for this. So that's my question. Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead, Ayaka.
Okay, so yes, I don't why it is not popularly said. Here, they only take your children when there are signs of abuse comes to the children. Like the example was this said, they just took the husband, and take the husband out. I see cases where if the family wants to go on and divorce, the court will rule who will take the children, and what the other party will be paying to the other party for child care. They call it child care. But children, they take children here, yes, very well. They do take children here in the United States. But it's when the signs of abuse, as a parent, maybe you want to discipline your child, you're back, like the way we do back home, you want to flog, you want to, beat your child and you leave scars. Sometimes even your child is playing and he fall. The child really out to through because the child, you see the teacher will question that child, trying to get this, maybe the child will be like, no, I'm just playing and I fell on the pavement. Say, are you okay? Did anybody hurt you? Did anybody is at home? Are you see them trying to, because sometimes it's the teachers that call for parents. The parents will just be at home and police will just show up at the door and they'll start asking you questions. So because your child. So it's when there is suspected cases towards that child. Sometimes they don't really take, depending on how grave it is. Sometimes they just continue to keep an eye, maybe assign a social worker, and they'll just keep coming to be checking if that situation keeps repeating itself before they finally take the child. If it's a very bad situation, they can just take the child. Yeah, but they do take child here too in the United States. They do take children as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So for your visa screen, I don't know if he said 2028, we'll still have time on it. But if it gets expired, the only way to reactivate it is to take another English test, like you said. And I hope that before then, because once you're able to use it, you don't need to renew it anymore. You understand? So I hope that before then you should be in the United States and not have need to renew it. Okay? So it shouldn't be a question for now. It shouldn't be an issue for now. But if there's any way, if it becomes an issue, we should be able to find a way to solve it. Okay? Hope we answered that question. So Ada, you are the last person to ask us questions today.
Good evening or good afternoon. I can't remember. Nowadays from Canada.
Okay.
Yaka, I love you already. I love you. The
Oh, love you too, dear.
presentations are like, thank you so much. But thank you. Like, I have my note beside me. I keep jotting down all these things because it's very, very important. Okay, let me go straight to my question. For someone who has a child that is above 21, that can accompany me to US as my dependent, and they graduate, what other means should I use to bring him over?
Yaka, let me take
You
that
say you're
question.
in Canada.
Yeah, I'm in Canada, but no,
Oh,
I
okay.
really I have some other whatever. It's a different process altogether.
Okay.
Okay.
Buzzy, you say
So
what?
let me just take that question,
Okay.
if that is okay. So
Yeah,
now
that's
okay, so the thing is, if you have a child that is a graduate that is above 21 years old, it's time. You have to give it time. Okay? You have to come here and you have to spend 5 years here. Once you are able to spend 5 years here, become a citizen, you file for your child. You understand?
Hey, God.
Yes, is that. But listen, before you get to that level where you become 5 years, there are different things that could happen. Number one, that child can come visit you on a B1, B2 visa. You understand? And
Okay.
stay here for some time. You understand? If the child comes to visit you and something happens and he decides to do master's program here or go for further studies here, you change the B1, B2 status to F1 status, and that way you become a legal student in the United States. Stay with your child. You understand? It's all processes. But before it gets to that level of green card, it might take that length of time just to prepare your mind. Okay. Other ways are maybe directly applying for school for your child from wherever your child is to the United States. When that process start going right now, there seems to be a little hold on all the process, a pause on all the process. But by the time that the hold and the pause is all over, you'll be able to bring your child through F1 visa programs or through B1, B2 on or NIW, National Interest Waiver. There's so many ways that you can use to bring them depending on what your child qualifies for. So, and we can also do, like, if your child falls in love with someone who is a registered nurse, the person will take NCLEX and bring him as a spouse, or something like that. It depends. So it's all a lot of process. But by the time that time gets closer, we should be able to figure out which one is best for your child. Okay?
Thank you, boss. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. Yaka, I don't know if you can. Do you still have time? Or should we?
minutes. I don't know. I just want to look at
Yeah, the comment section. I just wanted to make sure that we're not forgetting
Yeah,
them.
you can actually pick up some.
Okay, so
Someone
let's
say, yeah.
go ahead.
Please, how much should be expected hourly pay for a family of 5, considering one person works? Hourly pay differs. I'm sure, like, your agency you will know your hourly pay before you come into America. And whatever pay you receive, you can always work around it. However your family size is definitely some, with good budgeting and everything, that shouldn't be a problem until the other person finds something. And America have the credit card system that can actually help you to find your feet, especially those first few months you come into America. It's expected that you pay back, because credit system is not something that, I have a credit card, you want to go and be spending and buying and buying and buying. It's just for you to be able to fill up and have a good safe landing while the income improves in the family. Please, like, how much can a family of 5 have in cash before moving? Well, you as much as you can have, my dear. If you are saving enough, good for you, have. Personally, I didn't have much. How much did I even have? But I don't think I came into me and my family in total. I don't think we came up to I don't think we came up to, or came up here with $1,000. Like, what we spend on the money just keep what we spend on the road and keep coming. Like, it was not up to, but we finally made it. Some people did not come with just $200, but if you come with more money, the better for you. So the more money, the better. But try to save as much as you can. But that should not deter you. Everybody is different. Some people come with a lot of money, so it depends on what you plan and what is good for you. I want to ask if it's advisable for the principal to travel first and try to settle down, or one should go with family at the same time. Yeah, some people do this. I've seen the family that does this. They came, a lot of people that I know do this. The principal came in first, settled down, and then, tried to save money and paid for flights for the other people to come in, like after like 3 months, 6 months. So people do that. That is something you can do. Yeah, I've seen a lot of family that does that. So if it's something you want to do, that's fine. If not, you can as well just come in together. Whatever works for you. It's everything depends on your family. Somebody said, how is it living in rural area villages? Should one be skeptical about working in village? Well, when they say village, it's not like our village back home, so don't think it like that. Rural area means that it's not like the cities, the big towns, right? But everything you need, everything that's most things, like if it's the stores, because what you need more is like groceries, and they're also rural areas. So there's Walmart everywhere. In your area, you can have like 3 Walmarts. There's always grocery stores, except maybe like there's some office, there's some things that may want to take you to the urban, to the urban areas. But when they say rural, does not really mean that it's rural. It's just, yeah, it's just like it's not the city, the busy. Some people even like to stay back in that rural area because it's calm, it's quiet, it's safer neighborhoods, no gunshots and all that compared to the urban area. So yeah, you don't think it like it's our village back home. How do you manage to get accommodation with such small money? Well, accommodation you sometimes are usually planned by your agency before coming. They plan accommodation for you before you come. So depending on your agency, if it's direct hire, they do plan the accommodation. Why some you are expected to start saving, you have to, because I know somebody that came in last year, was it last year or so, she has to pay some certain money. She has to pay. So you find the money. So the money you're actually struggling with now, with small, you say, how do you manage to get an accommodation? So for myself, the agency sorted the first month. The agency paid for the first month. Then subsequently, and start getting the paycheck. When you start working, they take their money back and all that. Sometimes the agency help you with that. Some agency does that. They will help you. Even the one that, there are a couple of people that have come in North Carolina. The agency helped them. They put them in the direct hires. So these are the direct hire I'm talking about. They put them in a hotel. They paid for that, and until when they get a paycheck, then they're able to find the house where they like and all that. So sometimes the agency help. You always find a way around it. But the small money I'm talking about, when it came in, is just to do expenses for your house. But accommodation, you will definitely plan that from home. The agency plan it, or you plan it before you come over to the United States. Yep. I think that's all for the questions I see.
Okay, thank you so much, Yaka. Thank you for this wonderful session. It was a pleasure having you on this call. And we normally say thank you in our different dialects, and we expect you to pronounce those dialects, those languages from different countries. We are all represented, different countries are here. So we're going to say thank you to you in different languages, and we expect you to pronounce those words. We are going to test you now and find out if you know how to pronounce all these
Calling
words.
out the emailer. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, guys, keep it coming, okay?
Thank you. Siabonga. Ewo. Dalu. Sukra. Oh, Saudi Arabia is here. Thank you.
All right. Can we get more? Can we get more, please? We have more than 100 people on the call, please. Yes.
Urese, Bini. Mboko, Zuru from Kebbi State. What I say is Su, Eseun. I know Eseun. All right, thank you so much. It's a good thing you guys found value from here. So just having as you're coming to the United States, I wish you guys safe waiting. Don't underestimate your waiting. I know Nigeria, we'll be hearing a lot of stuff in Nigeria. When you come to United States, I'm sure you're also hearing our own side of the story in United States too, because I'm sure sometimes you guys are even up to date more than we that are here. But this waiting time is a time for you to whatever it is you want to work towards. Some people use waiting time to get extra certification that once they finish their contract. Some people, I know, like one of my sister-in-law, she used this period to go and get her that certification in dialysis, nephrology, and nephrology is one of the high demand roles here in the United States. So whatever thing, whatever skill set you think you want to do, because America is a place that with your nursing, you still want to have like a side, something to be doing on the side, like a business or a side skill, whatever it is that you want to pursue. Please use this period to really channel it. Use this period to enjoy your food, your local food. Eat it very well. Use this period to take pictures. You will miss it, oh, I am telling you. Don't think that the fresh banana you're seeing on TV in America is better. Our banana is sweeter. Our pineapple is sweeter. So use this period to enjoy your resources back home. God will continue to bless and protect and keep us all and keep our families safe and see us through. This journey is gonna pass, but while you are there, enjoy it. Don't feel frustrated. Enjoy every moment, enjoy every day with your family. Create memories. Now you are back home because you come to America and you will look for those periods. You when your phone, if you have a phone that do pop-up memories, sometimes it just bring up memories for you and you really appreciate, because we live for the memories. So don't think that God is frustrating you or the country is frustrating you. Just enjoy every moment of it and see you when you come to the United States.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. That was awesome. Thank you so much. We're going to bring you back, okay? We're bringing you back. We want to have on this family matter. We're going to have a roundtable discussion. We bring a bunch of people and then we'll ask questions. Next week we're going to have a male nurse and we're going to be talking family too. So this whole month is a month of family. And at the end, maybe first week of July, we'll bring somebody, I will all bring everybody, and then we'll sit down and discuss this. We'll ask questions. All of us will answer. Okay, so it's going to be a good time. So, but thank you for this opportunity for us to gain from your wealth of knowledge. And like I always say to our audience, this period is a time for you to value yourself. Value yourself in the sense that do not make or live risky lifestyles. We've had scenarios and situations where people in their waiting period lose their life. We don't want you to write NCLEX and at the end of the day, you are nowhere to be found. Your family, one of the mishaps that we had recently, some of the people related to her was asking me, because this lady has gotten to the level of interview stage and before she died, will the family be accepted to come? They will not come. You understand? So you have
Lady
to
is the
value
key.
yourself. That's the thing. You are the primary applicant. Value your life. Eat good food. Drink water. Exercise.
Exercise.
Do
So we stand
see,
together.
check your blood pressure as you're walking. Please do all the things. Carry your PPE with you as you go to work. Ebola is coming out, and a lot of people are gonna get it. You understand? Now people are downplaying it. Maybe one day, once somebody will carry it and go to one country. You understand? So any day you suspect anything that is fishy, put your hand in your bag and bring out your PPE. Just buy your own PPE. Don't wait for hospital to buy it for you. Buy your own. Protect yourself. Okay? It is injury time. It is injury time, and you don't want to carry any injury in this period. So I'm begging you to place value in your life, place value on your life, place value on your life as you're waiting for this process to begin to move. All right, at this point I want to bring this program to a close, and I want to say I really enjoyed myself. Before I close, I had one announcement that I wanted to make that was a good news to everybody. So for over 2 years now, people have been waiting for I-140 approvals. And people have been saying, my I-140 is not being approved. We don't know what's going on. People have waited for 2 years, 24 months, you understand, and not getting I-140. Good news, I-140 have started dropping. If you have
Wow.
not gotten yours, please check your email. You might be emailing me or
Congratulations.
texting me after now. More than 4 people have reached out between yesterday and today to say they have gotten their I-140. I
Wow.
want you to check your emails because that's where you will get the notification. Check to see if you have gotten your I-140. You can also do a case inquiry on USCIS website to see if your I-140 has been approved. But cases are being approved. It is a good thing. It's one of our wins, and we will celebrate it. We own it. It is our own win. So we are celebrating it with all our chest. Okay. So I-140 people, if you are there, please just be hopeful. It will get to your turn. And I believe that they will try to ramp up production or ramp up services to make sure that they get to everyone that has been backlogged for a while. So congratulations to everybody. Congratulations. It's a good news. All right. So I want to bring the program to a close at that point, and then I will see you guys next week, Friday, with my male nurse discussing family issue. God bless you and have a good one. Bye.